Hey gang, it's your Sam again, and I am here today to go over how I combat distractions, which I don't really combat distractions because squirrel. No, honestly, I know a lot of times we struggle with distractions because we are sitting at a computer writing and the internet is a very, very vile temptress. And yeah, so I want to share with you a few of my tips and tricks that I do to help combat distraction. First and foremost is I keep my goals and my dreams that I'm working towards, sometimes my little schedule, somewhere visual. So I have my board over here to my side, and I have some of my goals that I want to work towards for like this week, this month, something like that over here. I also have my planner right here in front of my desk, in front of my computer screen, and I have my to-do list, right here, which is my breakdown of my goals and things like that. So that's very important. It helps me a lot. So maybe having your goals set out somewhere right in front of you, as well as your to-do list and stuff like that, in order to reach your goals that you have somewhere near you in your workspace, will help you too. Another thing that I do is on my phone I have the Forest app, and it helps block my phone from me so that I'm not touching it or researching on it or getting distracted by messages or alerts or anything like that. So whenever I sit down to work, or whenever I'm doing or participating in live sprints, I'm keying in the time, the 20-minute sprint or something like that in the Forest app, so that I am not reaching for my phone during that work or writing sprint. So that might help you out, you guys, too. Another thing is if you're writing in Scrivener or Dabble or something like that, I know those two have distraction-free processes or distraction-free things that you can activate on them. So that might be a thing that you can do. Another thing is thinking about your goals and your to-do list and stuff like that is great, and you can help yourself focus more and not get distracted by focusing on 2 to 5 things a day that will help build towards your goals and help you create a workflow that helps you get things done. Me, it's usually 2 or 3 things a day that I work on. That's all that my emotional and mental capacity can handle for a day. Others might go 5, 6, 7 items. Now these can be anywhere from small projects like doing laundry or something like that. Sometimes those don't feel like small projects, but you know what I mean. Or writing for 2 hours, or trying to get 2,000 words in a day or something like that. If you can focus on like those 3 things for the day, it'll help you feel accomplished. It'll help you focus more, and it can also, help your mental stability for the day. And another thing is complete your task as soon as possible. I know a lot of us aren't morning people, but usually right when you wake up or towards the middle of the day is when you have a high rate of focus. If you can find the time of day where you have your most focus, your drive to actually get things accomplished, and you schedule your work around those hours that you need to get done for that day, that will help you out a lot. And it'll also help you not get distracted because, again, you've found your focus time for the day and you can get your work done. Portion out your work. I love checklists. I love the sound of making the check as I check off the boxes or the circle or something like that. So make a checklist and make sure that your checklist is helping you reach your goals. I know Caro has a lot of videos on creating goals and breaking them down so that they're manageable, and a lot of other Authortubers probably do too. I might eventually. I know I kind of hint at them in a couple of videos, so create some checklists, break your goals down so that they're manageable and that you're not being overwhelmed, because The overwhelmed feeling can be a distraction in of itself, and it can also help feed your distractions. So because you don't want to work because you're feeling overwhelmed. Another thing that's easier said than done is controlling your internal distractions. A lot of us have a lot of inner dialogue. I am not an exception to this rule. So try to keep it to a minimum. Used to, when I first noticed that my inner dialogue was getting in the way of me accomplishing tasks that I wanted to do, I pictured myself having a mental switch, and I would turn that switch off whenever my inner dialogue was getting too rambunctious and distracting. That might help you. Another thing is meditation. A lot of people like to take a break and meditate for however long feels correct for them. That can also help with your inner dialogue and internal distractions, because you have to bring everything into a focus during that meditation, which can lead into your next series of work tasks as well. So meditation might help. Another thing is, whenever you have internal distractions and they're just overbearing, take a break. Leave your workplace. Leave your workstation if at all possible. That way the internal dialogue doesn't really have anything to nitpick at, because you're not looking at your work. You're not looking at your writing, and you can leave it behind, and maybe that will calm the internal conflict, the internal dialogue, the internal distractions, or it will kind of distract you from those internal distractions so that you can bring back your focus. It's a weird system that I have. Also, remove external distractions. A lot of people have TVs in their room. A lot of people listen to music as they work. But when those things get distracting, then you need to turn them off. So pay real close attention to what is actually helping you and what is actually detrimental to your work. So if you find that music with words distracts you more than anything because you're dancing or singing along, then maybe you need to go to some, I don't know, lo-fi hip hop or something like that, something that doesn't have words, or vice versa. Maybe the ones without words are more distracting than the ones with words because you're trying to figure out where you've heard that song before. This is the last tip that I use a lot. Skip what you don't know. A lot of times as writers, we come across things that we need to research in order to finish a scene or something like that, and we stop and we start researching, and then we get lost in the hole that is the internet, and we cannot dig ourselves back out, for 2 or 3 hours. Well, that's not really efficient. What I do whenever I'm writing or working and I come across something that I'm not real sure about, or that I know I need to research, or say it's a name of a town and I know it's going to take me 5 days to come up with the name of a town, I put a place marker there and I move on. I know for a lot of things you have the mindset to correct it, to work through it, but sometimes you just have to turn that off and put a place setter there for whenever you have set aside time for researching, or set aside time for coming up with names, or maybe you're one of those that names kind of come up when you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you can write them down then, and you can go back and put it in your work. Come across something that you don't know or something like that, put a placeholder there. Me, it's all caps. Some people highlight the area, something like that. Just put a marker there where you know that you need to go back. It's eye-catching, and yeah, it's not hard to find again. So those are some of my tips to avoid distractions, or to combat distractions. There are a lot of programs out there that help you focus. Forest app is one, and check your programs that you're using to see if they have distraction-free equivalents to where you can't go to the internet or something like that while you're using that program. And yeah, just know yourself and know when you're getting distracted. Keep track of yourself. So yeah, that's all I've got for you today, and I hope that y'all have a good day. Remember to be kind and to keep writing and to smile at least some point in time today. And if you like stuff like this, make sure to hit that like button. If you want to see more of my content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And you know, if you want to be notified to whenever I upload these videos like this, I don't know why any of you would, hit that little bell, and I will see you next time.